everybody. It's me, Lynn Rene MacDonald, here from the Institute for Christ Consciousness and the Copper Dragon, coming to you live here tonight on Facebook from our live studio here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Thank you all for coming. It's Sunday night. It's time for our live talk forum. We will have to see. We'll wait a few more minutes, see who comes up here tonight, and more people will be coming in a few minutes. We're going to do our sage. I'm going to put my rings on. This live talk forum, you can come on Facebook, on social media. Every Sunday night we do our show, live talk forum here with me, Lynn Rene MacDonald, at 7:15 p.m. You bring your questions for information, guidance, gifts, tools, love energy, magic, whatever it is that you need from higher knowing of love, as well as learning how to live your life from love, issues, problems, guidance, wisdom, talking to people who have crossed over, getting the answers for solutions and situations from highest vibration of love, Christ consciousness, and beyond, in the purest form of love, that is God. That's where these answers come from, and the God's honest truth of it. This is what we do and teach, so you can ask anything and everything you want to know. What we do is we hook up with the galactic center, or all that is God, that is love, through astrology. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for coming. Debbie's here tonight, and Sophia and Molly. I think Molly's here. She might be staying too now. She was going to leave because she has to work, so it's kind of crazy. But thank you, everybody, for coming. This is our Sunday night show. We also do a Friday night show, which is 6 and 12 Medical Intuitive. And that's for all kinds of questions for your health, anything to do with health for you, your pets, your family, why somebody passed away, what the issues were with their health, any kind of questions you can ask on that show on Friday nights at 7:15 for your health. Hi, Leisha. Thanks for coming. All right. So all of this said, I see you guys on here on the Facebook or the internet, right? You also can come here in person, like our studio audience is here. Sophia's here too. Hi, Sophie. All right. And I have my assistants or my associates, my cool people, Rachel and Jennifer, who are always here to assist me and do the greatest job. Thank you guys for coming. Right. So tonight we got lots of cool information to talk about. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but to start off, the energy today has been really, and the energy today, and kind of like this weekend a little bit, and the last few days, but really hardcore today, the energy has almost been like you're in a Salvador Dali painting. Has anyone felt like that today? Like totally surreal. Yes. Totally surreal. Yeah, because the information I've been getting has been like nuts, right? And I'm sitting here and I feel like, like one of my placements in astrology, and this is crazy nuts, right? Is Mars in Virgo. And one of the aspects somebody talks about is me saying that, or this aspect being that I'm a real life Katniss Everdeen. And that's really what today felt like. It's like we are, living in a surreal dystopian world, and all this information is coming in reference to that, and I'm going with everything that comes in, right? So there's a lot of great information for our show tonight based on this. It's a surreal, multidimensional energy with a lot of energy that's floating in the air that is coming for like almost like predictions or propensities of the energy to manifest into the future for what's coming, right? So right now, we've talked about this in the past. We're riding, the main core of it is that we're riding two different earth world dimensions, right? We are riding in between those, the old earth world and the new world, based in being in your heart from love. So we're right on the edge of that, right? So it's kind of like, God forbid of this as an example, right? Because nobody wants to deal with death or dying. It's like 1 minute somebody you love is here and the next minute they're gone, So that's how quickly things can change, especially with Uranus and Taurus in this, in the fifth house. Well, for me, it's the fifth house, but Uranus and Taurus in whatever house that you have it, okay? So Uranus is a wild card, right? And this energy is all part of all the energies that is going on, or the planets in astrology and the transits that is really affecting us in our lives during this time, right? So there'll be crazy explosions. So that timeline we can leave, or something wild can happen, because that's what Uranus is known for, like fuck storms, like electrical stuff coming through, surprises, right? And they're challenging more often than not, because the grand design of God or love is to bring us to our greatest selves, to bring us to our hearts. So with this said, we've been riding this transit and every day there's new energies and influxes. In the morning I'll feel happy, in the afternoon I'll be like, what the hell? I might feel incredible sadness, right? I might start crying, or I might feel rage, you know what I'm saying? So these energies are pretty wild in these times, right? For the last couple of weeks we had a lot of schizophrenic energy, what universe calls or tells me it's like schizophrenic energy, and that energy is designed along with, right, if you think about that energy, it would be Neptune and Pisces energy, because that is the governor, right? Neptune is the governor of mental illness or mental incapacity, illusions, delusions, psych wards, mental hospitals, right? Of that nature. Okay. So, and illusions and delusions. And this is why the world, a big chunk of the psyche here in the world, people are fucking nuts. And that's mainly because what? Neptune in Pisces, right? It's delusions, right? My kids always quote this Robert Pattinson movie where he stands up and he goes, delusions, and they laugh about it. But really, if you're living in this life, it's not funny. It's not funny at all, right? People say some of the craziest shit and you're like, yeah, that's not the God's honest truth. And they're like, yeah, it is. And you're like, yeah, no, it's not. Right? So this is all that energy, and Neptune in Pisces is all the edge that we're riding on, right? Because the old world beliefs are falling apart, because this is the whole purpose of this is to upload with that schizophrenic energy. It's designed to lift this, right? Shake that shit up in your soul, like Scorpio, right? Like having what is it? What is Pluto in? Is Pluto in Capricorn right now, I believe? In the transit? I think it is. It's getting close to the end, but the end for Pluto takes a little bit of time. It takes a few years at the end of a sign. All right. So Pluto is massive transformation. So right now we are going through massive emotional transformation. That's this schizophrenic energy, this mental kind of energy, or excuse me. And what it is designed to do with Uranus and Taurus, right, is it is designed to break up this energy within our souls, because we must release these things to be in our hearts. Look at Debbie. I think that's Debbie. Is that you, Debbie? Put that heart on there. Hi, Debbie. Great heart. That's right in our hearts. See, Debbie's intuitive. She's tapping in here, right? She's live and she's posting here on Facebook. Go Debbie, right? So this crazy energy is what we're going through to release all this, and then we'll get influxes, right, of information coming for what's coming for the future and why we're going through what we're going through, right? And the biggest way we can work with this energy is by rolling with it and talking to God with it. The more we fight this energy, the more challenging it is, and that's designed for these times. Why? Because we must get in our hearts, we must trust the universe, we must be in higher spaces of love energy for the new world, right? Of course, it's all if we choose to be, right? When I say we must, right? This is the best way to handle this, really, from love in the purest form. The more we fight it, the more challenging it becomes. It's Saturnian, and you will see these aspects, like whether it's the Pluto and Capricorn shaking up, massive transformation. That means business in earth world karma being finished, completed, right? So this is about, and then you have your north and south nodes, as we talked about before. Saturn is your karmic return, right? So it brings to you things and completions, right? Ends of cycles, right? Also Uranus, with the explosions of the crazy stuff going on, right? So, this is all designed to put us in our hearts, just like Debbie just posted that big heart sign up there, right? With the love. I think it says love on there, right? So, right, she posted that up there because that's where we're going in the new world. And these tools and all the stuff that's happening that we're talking about today is just to give you a handle on this energy and what is going on here. So, because there's times you're going to think you're fucking losing your mind, right? You're like, oh my God, I don't know why this is happening, and I'm going through this over and over. But just like I said to my family the other day, the more you fight the stuff that is happening in our personal lives, the more challenging it becomes. comes. The more you feel like you don't have a place to live, the more you don't. The more you feel like you're never going to get well, the more you're not. Do you see? This is about saying, okay, God, or love energy, take it from here. Where do I go? Jesus, take the wheel. Put me in my heart space and give me the best tools and gifts and abilities for anything that comes. Why would that be? Because with what's coming, right, there is a propensity for at least 3 major cataclysmic events, huge, coming into the future, right? And now usually Capricorn takes time, right? But we have so many governing factors with all this crazy energy in astrology or God astrology, right, that are blowing the doors off of anything. It's kind of, just like the unpredictability of somebody we love dying. And that's been happening left and right. If it's not our pets, it's our friends, it's our family members, it's all these crazy challenges, it's health issues, right? So this is designed to get our heads out of our asses, to value the things that we do have, right? And the things that are most important. Our hearts, right? Value our hearts. Be in our hearts. Give a shit about the people we love, truly. Because what matters, what is most important? Love, right? The people we love, right? Not the things, right? Not the bullshit, right? Our God connection, because in the new world that's coming, with all the chaos and all the turmoil, and we're already started on this path. We're on the divide, right? But at any time, one of these big cataclysmic events can come in and shift, right? It's going to make a big shift. A lot of pain and suffering is coming, right? But the more you're in your heart, and the more you give it to universe and give it to God, the less difficult it will be for you. When you're attached to your bullshit, it makes it that much harder, right? Like if I say, oh my God, my home is this Dixie cup, and now the universe has crushed it, and I don't have a fucking home, right? And I can make myself crazy about how I thought for sure my home was this cup, and then I can make myself psychotic or not because I can't be in this home anymore, because my belief system is that I had to have that home. The truth is, no, I don't. My home is in here, right? Your home is in here. It's with the people that you love, and universe will bring you everything you need, no matter what the storm, no matter what happens out here. It's all about your ideas of what has to fucking be. We do the same thing with our lovers, with our friends, with the people we work with. Well, they should have got this done because I would have done it like this, and this is how it has to be, right? And then the more you fight these challenges that the universe brings in, the more challenging it becomes, and then you have more challenges, right? So the more the structure in my buildings, right, breaks down and leaks, right? And the more I get wild about it, the more it keeps on fucking happening, right? And I have to say, okay, God, what do I need to do to change this? Jesus, take the wheel. God, speak through me. God's honest truth from love, and being comfortable in that space from love. And thank you, everybody. Hi, thank you all for coming. We're discussing what's going on in the world, what's going on in the transits, and some tools and gifts and understanding for the future here, into the future. And here we are. What is this? February 19th, I think, or 20th? 2022, and what's coming in, right? Because after the Olympics, there's a propensity for big things to start happening, right? Because we all know that China is part of the elite toxic that's going on here behind the scenes, right? So, this is why we're talking about this. They're going to start trying to basically, what's coming in is information. Anybody who is a genuine, authentic freedom fighter, there's big information coming in across the board. Of like, I want to say, not necessarily prophecy, but looking into, so to speak, the future, the propensity for certain things to happen, right? Just like with, the trucker stuff in I believe it's like Canada, right? There's the trucker stuff in Canada, and basically they're going for the throats of these people. This is about freedom for the world. This isn't just about Canada. This isn't just like I read somebody's astrology shit tonight online, and it's like, oh, our country is facing a big discord, and there could be a civil war in America. I'm like, fucking wake up! This is so delusional. It's the world. It's the world. It's dark and light. It's dark and light. All right. So that's more of that Pisces bullshit. And this is from an astrologist. It's like, Jesus Christ to heaven, right? However, Right? We all have different spaces of gods in our gifts, and where I get wild with this is because I'm passionate, right? We came in here to do amazing, incredible things and change this world. So these tools are designed for that. So you're going to be getting a lot of basically what I call like prophecy energy or future prediction energy, or the propensity for things to happen. So there's a propensity for people who really speak up for freedom, right? And anybody who is on that list, and the more well-known you are, the more challenges they're going to have in Earth world. So there's a propensity for I don't want to really what's the best word to say this, for if I have a list of people who are let's say everybody on, if I said it, Fox News, right, Tucker Carlson, Laura Ingraham, and it's not saying that all of them are in alignment with all the greatest highest purpose of freedom and love energy, right? Or as a freedom fighter in Earth world, the people who are doing jobs like that are going to now be targeted hardcore, right? And anybody with the highest volume, the highest impact on large society, because this is no joke, man. This is them going for the throat. What is them? It's the darkness. It's the toxic in the world, right? It's, this really truly is the battle of dark and light, right? You can feel it. You can feel it. So this energy that's coming in is it's like we have our shopping center here, and we're like on a surreal, like, is this real? Is this not real? So we have our shopping center, and we're living in this one space here of old Earth world ways. We're riding this line, right, for this on the edge of different destinies, right? And there's other belief systems and destinies within these spaces, right? Of higher vibrations and in Earth world, all these different delusional vibrations and belief systems, right? So we're navigating all of this, but we're riding right on the edge of the now, which is where universe has guided me to tell you guys to be. What comes in your physical Earth world is the stuff that you have to address first off, right? Just like the truckers, they're going for the truckers, and then you don't hear things, and there's all this propaganda, and there's all this toxic going on in the world. And so whatever comes in with universe in the moment, pay attention to, because these are messages for what you need to do and how you're going to navigate what is going on into the future, right? Because there is a propensity for big cataclysmic changes. And if you have to leave your house in 5 fucking seconds, right, and move to a new place or go somewhere else or find something else or do something else, right, really fast and on a whim, and that's that Uranus energy, because these are those times and the things that we are living in right now. And this surreal energy that came in this influx, right, and it's going to be going on for the next 3 to 5 to 7 days overall. So all of us will be getting massive information of the propensities of the avenues of the collective, what's going to happen in the world, as well as information personal to us, right? That is for our best way of dealing with anything and everything that comes up in our life, right? So, there's earth world beliefs and truths of law in earth world, and then there's metaphysical truths and beliefs of God, which governs everything, and then there's Saturn's earth world truths and beliefs with the karma, right? Okay, so there's so many different things going on here that we have to navigate simultaneously at the same time, and all these different dimensional things, okay? So all of this said, you're all going to be getting downloads of information, possibilities of information and propensities for things to come, as well as, I talked about a little while ago, being in your heart space, all right, listening to your God connection and getting your head out of your ass about how you think you need to live in this cup, right? And that's your home, right? So this is going to uproot your security, in so many different ways. And that's Taurus. Taurus is your second house, what you value, your self-worth, your security, right? And everybody is going through it because it's the transit in astrology right now. Uranus is going through transit. And in whatever house you're going through, right, where your second house is in, right, meaning your Taurus sign is in whatever house it's in, that's where it's going to affect you the most profoundly across the board, and with whatever aspects you have in your chart and in your layers of all the astrology that is the diagram of the truth of your soul in earth world, let's say, way of understanding and writing, so to speak. Okay. That said, this is truly about you talking to God all the time and listening to your intuition. If you see something on the show and you feel on a television show, or you have a friend who calls you up and says something, or you drive down the road and you see a road sign and you go, It behooves you to listen to that, because it is the universe telling you, guiding you, bringing you to those answers of things that you need to go. And you say, I know that has something to do with where I should stay tonight, or I know that has something to do with a job for me, right? So universe will be guiding you. And when you can't see, because of this Piscean fog, right? And how many different avenues our destinies can take, and with all the chaos in the world, right? If you can't see, and when you can't see ahead of you, right? This is why this is happening, because it is designed to bring you to God. You have to trust your connection. You have to trust your faith. You have to trust your inner knowing, right? Because that darkness is so big and people don't even realize it, right? Because really, what universe told me today, if you think of this darkness, right? It is basically satanic. It is like Lucifer, right? If you think about it, Lucifer was an angel. Lucifer is a fallen angel. Lucifer, and if you read satanic books or you take a look into that kind of stuff, right? Not saying you have to or anything like that. If you look at this stuff, you understand that basically the devil has a code of ethics that's in alignment with God energy. Why would that be? That's right, because he was an angel and he's all part of God as well. So basically what they've done is they've taken the God formula of all that is love and twisted it and changed it, right, to what they want it to be, all right? The darkness, right, satanic people, energy, whatever you want to call it, demons, right, the darkness, okay? So they've taken that and they've turned it upside down, right? So they've taken God law. And this is also why the devil, or Satan, right, has a code of ethics, right? Crazy shit, right? A code of ethics, right? If you read about it, and here's a really good example, right? Because you'll see how universal law of all that is God, or love, energy, and enlightenment, or love, right, lines right up with their code of ethics that you could find in satanic religions and cults and all that funky shit, right? That's all from that darkness. The wild thing is the devil has a code of ethics, right? Based on this, right? Based on these God beliefs, right? That's why songs like The Devil Went Down to Georgia are telling you the truth about the devil, right? Because what does that song say? He was looking for a soul to steal, right? Mm-hmm. You know that song? And then Johnny comes up and plays the fiddle, and the devil says, "Yep, man, you beat my ass, so you get this shiny fiddle of gold," right? Because the devil keeps his fucking word. But the thing with this kind of darkness and the devil is that it's so smooth, and it's so dark, and it's so slick that it knows God, right? Right down to the fucking T, right? But the difference is you being in your heart. The difference is love energy that is God governs everything and all that is. And it knows exactly what's going on here. It's exactly the reason we all came here and are here, right? Crazy shit, right? So we are fighting a battle with darkness that is so slick, so shady, right? Because it is derived, right, from God itself. And the darkest avenues and areas and things, right? Crazy, crazy shit, right? So this is what's going on here. And when I said to God, I said, well, what about sirens and vampires and other like trolls and all of, other darker, more, lower vibrational kinds of toxic, right? They don't have the capacity or the code of ethics or the power that, let's say, Satan does, nor the boundaries, the honor, and the respect. When that's such a lower vibrational energy and doesn't have all of those things, it can't do those things or have the power in the same way that this great satanic energy has in this reality. Isn't that crazy shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know some of you think I'm fucking nuts, right? But remember, we live in a multidimensional world, and what you believe is everything, right? And your connection to God is that which is the reason I'm talking about all this, because these are your gifts and tools, that faith, that trust, that inner knowing, right? So let's say in the beginning I said, or before I said, they're going to be coming for people who are going to stand up and fight for freedom. Just not unlike this show. This is what we're doing here. We are standing up and doing the right thing from love for who? Us, the people, right? And the more we do this and the bigger we become, let's say, the more of a propensity it is for us to get in some kind of darkness or have issues, right? Or have somebody come after us or be threatened and all that shit. But if I'm super connected to God or love, I'm going to know days before the shit is coming for me. because I'm high connected. I'm talking to God all the time. I know my shit. Thank you, God, for that for all of us. This is why we're talking about all this, right? Because this is about being high-end, multidimensional God beings who came here to change this world. And we have to have one up on all this crazy darkness. And no matter what kind of slick image in Earth world, the old Earth world believes, that's this very same thing as when they gave us the shot. You know the shot? They tried to sell everybody the shot. You know why they did that? Because they banked on your trust for government and people and that they were good. And that's what the darkness fucking does in this high-end God devil space. That's what it does. It banks on you trusting. So all those people said, oh, we're going to do the right thing because this is what they teach and this is what the right thing is. And I know that the government wouldn't fuck me over. Mm-hmm. Right? That's Jennifer's commentary. She goes, mm-hmm. Right? Because this is really the God's honest truth of what's going on here. Right? If they knew the truth about everything, and which is what we're here to teach and get out, right? And it's all in alignment with love. You can see everything that I'm saying here happening truly in Earth world. You can. And if you can't, ask God that you can. And if you don't get it, ask God that you do. Ask God that you have that connection. Because the more in your heart space you are, the more you work with love energy, the more you do those things and everywhere in your life from love, authentically. But from you first, that's your self-love space, that's your second house, your self-worth, your Taurus home, right? Well, in all cases, it's the natural, governor. The second house, the natural governor, is Taurus, right? And that's your self-worth. And whatever signs you have in there, it will affect, and any other aspects as well. So this is why I'm telling you guys this stuff. The fogginess when you don't know what's really coming, the confusion when you don't know, right? This is teaching you to trust God. This is reevaluating what you value, right? And waves of energy are coming in to get to the bottom of our crap in us with like the schizophrenic energy and release all this. People are losing their minds. I have people coming to me, clients coming to me with their kids who are broken, and when I say broken, they're all of a sudden, something is shifted in their psyche and they're two different children, right? Or they're multi-personalities, right? Or they're having great depression, multiple challenges. And everybody's going through this with their stuff in their souls based on their habits, patterns, and beliefs that goes on in here, manifesting out here. So you're going to see a lot of people losing their fucking minds, mental challenges. And this is all part of that energy and influxes of this schizophrenic energy that affects your mental well-being and all that you are across the board, your whole belief system. Because in order for you to trust and move into a new belief system, the old ones and the old toxic must go. In order for you to be in your heart, these things can no longer be there for you to raise up to those higher vibrations of love. So this is guidance from the universe. And it's also a reflection of everything we're all going through to some degree, right? Because Uranus is in Taurus, right? in my I think is it in my fourth? It's right now in my fifth house, but a friend of mine has it in her fourth, and she's been uprooted as well from her house, and the crazy chaos that's going on in the world, is causing us to reevaluate our security, our house, what we consider our homes, the people we consider our family. And are these people our homes, or is the place where we're sitting our home? And does it matter where our home is and what is important to us? What do we value? Do we value, material stuff, or do we need a massive home, or do we need something smaller? And can we be comfortable with the belief in God or love, no matter where we are, no matter what is coming? Right? I know sometimes I get diarrhea in the mouth. I know. All right, with this that I do, right? Because I love what we do, right? But this is truth of God. There's so many dimensions that we're existing in, and so many things going on behind the scenes. That multidimensional stuff, like this is why I can connect to loved ones as well on multi-planes. I can see when, like Alicia had a reading a few weeks ago, and we had that dog literally jump out of me out of the sky, right? That Dalmatian, right? And I told you the image, and it was so profound, because this is all our gifts, multidimensional gifts, and our gifts are going to be improving. We're going to be, working with God and love, dumping the shit, while more information is going to be coming in. We're going to be stepping into this mission of what we came here to do, and you're going to find new discoveries, new you that you're going to add to everything that you have worked on all your lives for this journey on your own personal soul. with your own personal gifts, but new doorways and new magic is coming in for everybody. But it cannot come in until you dump the shit. And that's what's happening both astrologically in the transit, which is what I'm talking about here, as well as, let me see, as well as across the board, consciously, right? Because that's the same thing. It's affecting all of us. And on a personal level, all these things are happening and all of this is going on. And you're going to have new gifts, new magic, new ability to see the future, right? Why would that be? Because you are here for a mission. This is why I have so much crazy fucking Aries energy, right? In my solar return chart, right? I have it in my, I have Mars conjunct my sun. I have, what was the other placement I have? I have an Aries moon, right, this year. And this is all warrior energy. This is Archangel Michael. This is high-end warrior God energy, right? For the battle, for whatever it is that we have to do here. That's Aries energy. And the thing about that is that's why, because we can't fold. We can't fold in these times with this energy. Does this make sense to you guys? It's crazy shit. Or do you understand it? As time goes on, everybody will understand it more and more by what happens in Earthworld. And as fantastic as it seems, right? As much as people come up with movies like Twilight and what's some of the other dystopian movies, Hunger Games, right? And you go, oh, that could never happen, because we close our eyes and we're so afraid and we don't want to see those things, right? We don't want to see the truth of what's really going on, right? But multidimensional high-end God people, you know what the fuck is going on. That's why you're on this fucking channel, because you're here to change the toxic that's going on here and to heal you and live your greatest life in your greatest dreams, right? Because this is what you do for lifetimes. You're superheroes of the universe. It's what we do, right? Whether we do something really small or something really big or whatever our dreams are. Whatever they are, each one of us is equally as important, no matter how big the dream or how small one might think it was or is, right? Each one of us. So this information is designed for you guys, for your best tools, so that you know in Earthworld how to address what's coming, what's going on behind the scenes. Multidimensional battles are going on here. You can see dark angels, right? I see challenges when the darkness comes around anybody I know and love, as well as clients and people. There are dark angels that are here for this battle to help us and will assist us, as well as there are ones, and really all it is their own darkness and the darkness of the energy of, let's say, that dark satanic energy, right? That is so smooth, right? And you'll see it around anybody having mental challenges. And there's battles going on of dark and light in multi-dimension. It's really, really fucking amazing, right? But people say, well, the battle is already won. That's right. It is. It has already been won, right? And all the changes are happening because God knows about everything. All the shifts and influxes, right, come in through your soul, and they happen, and they're happening to us on personal levels and across the board in the collective. Because love wins, always. So while we're here in this moment in Earth World, right, it's already created. Do you see? Really, it's like, whoa, heavy shit to wrap our heads around. But yet we're here in Earth World, and we have to live this and go through this in this time. And these are our best tools, our best gifts for what is coming. All right. All of this said, does anybody have any crazy questions about this? I don't want to go too much more into it about how the last statement that I made, right, where I'm saying it's already happened. God wins, right? In future shows, we'll talk more about that as more information comes in too as well. And this way, I don't spend too much time here making everybody crazy, right, with all of this, because this is a lot of stuff to digest, right? But this is all influxes I got, of people, certain people that have a propensity to be assassinated because they're standing up for freedom, right? And so, and other things, everything from, taking banking money away and things in Earthworld being taken away. But what's going to happen? Love wins, because it happens through the people and in the people, as well as in the collective energy of the whole entire planet, right? Simultaneously at different waves of energy and things coming in, guided by highest knowing of love, or highest love, that is God, okay? And these energies are, very simply said, Love wins. It always wins. And all these tools are designed so that you can navigate Earth world and the metaphysical, no matter what happens, into the future. And more information will come in. And in the future shows, we'll talk more and more about whatever God brings us to. So this is the information they gave me for tonight. It's really, really cool. You can take a look in your reality and research some of this stuff. It's fantastic, admittedly so, right? And you can say, well, Lynn's fucking lost her mind, right? And many of you may think that. But at the same time, somewhere in your soul, you what? You know it's the God's honest truth. Because you what? You feel it. You feel it. But these tools tonight are what universe guided me to give you here tonight for your best knowing, for what's coming, and your best tools into the near future and beyond, until the next wave of energy comes in, for everything we need for then and into the future at that time, right? Because everything right now is about the now, because the now is the thing that is for sure right now in this reality that we must address, right? There's other stuff going on in the energies, and it will come to your forefront in Earth world right here in the reality as we navigate both of these worlds. So that said, we're going to move on tonight. Anybody here, anywhere, have any questions with all this? It's a lot to wrap your head around, isn't it? Crazy. How many out there think I'm crazy? How many of you guys think I'm crazy, right? All right. So this said, we're going to move into our questions. God's honest truth of love for all of this and all of us. All right. Thank you, God, for that for us. All right. Go ahead. Who has a question? Do we have any from last week first? Okay.
Yeah. Tiara asked a question last week. She wrote, "Hey, Lynn, do you have anything coming in for me from my ghost from the Civil War? I think she's been messing with me lately, and I want to know what's going on." And then she also asked if anything's coming in for her for the year that's to come.
Oh, Tiara, this is really funny. What's interesting is this ghost, we've talked about her before. I believe that her name is Elizabeth. What's interesting is I feel like she has a sister energy thing going on with you. And what she's doing is the hard time. Oh, wow, this is really crazy. She is mirroring the hard time that you give other people. Sorry. And I do. I think it's hysterical, right? She has a sister energy with you from past lifetimes, not just the original story that we gave you on her, but she does have a sister energy. But she's funny in her energy. She's very, like, I want to say righteous. So let me see. And when I say righteous, it's not a negative thing. She's kind of like playing games with you, and it's actually an energy, like she's here to help you see things that you're doing through developing a relationship with you and the games that she's playing, because I feel like she moves things, around, and plays like kind of games with you, like almost like metaphysical and earth world games. What else does she want to know?
I think just what's been going on with the ghost, and then also if anything's coming in for Tiara on the coming year.
Yeah. Okay. And what's funny is she's almost like a guide for you. She's putting it's so wild because she's a ghost. She definitely is a ghost, but she's like a guide for you. She wants to help you. So this is why she's doing this. She's actually developing a relationship with you. Is there another friend that you have that comes over too when she's there? She likes the friend because she feels like the three of you hang out, which is really kind of funny, right? Let me see. Anything else for Tiara and what's coming for Tiara in the next year? Well, this has a lot to do with it for your next year. And we just talked about how you're going to have new gifts and tools coming in for the future, right? All of us. And this is part of your new destiny, Tiara, and your new journey if you choose and are ready for this and whatever and whenever you're ready for this. Just like with all the other stuff I said, there's no wrong. There's no right. It's all about love and what you choose to do if you so choose to do this, believe this, and everything else, right? But the truth of God will always be apparent in your reality, whether you can see it or not. You want to see it, ask for the God's honest truth, right? So this is coming in because I see notebooks for you, right? I see you writing, right? So this is about new experiences with her. Ask to hear her, ask for her to speak to you, ask to listen, right? Ask to open up these gifts, right? But what's really wild, this is about getting you in your heart, Tiara, because you really don't, you sort of believe in this, but then you really don't, right? So you have like almost like there's a two Tiara thing going on here. And this comes in with that schizophrenic energy, like you sort of believe, you sort of don't. You want to believe, you sort of don't, right? So get your notebook out, date this stuff, because this is all coming in to help you along with all the stars and all the stuff that we just talked about here tonight. It's designed to help you, bring you to the next level up in your life, as in everything we talked about before when I opened up with that whole entire commentary or guidance or channeled information from the universe, right? This is all designed to push us forward, and this is what you're going through now. This energy has opened those doorways to you through releases, right? Because whether you're consciously doing your work or not, your soul is doing it subconsciously. It's in alignment with the stars. So you're going to have shifts and new gifts that are opening up, but you really haven't, excuse me, gone to this space in you because you haven't really allowed yourself. You've been so wrapped up in Earth world and some toxic shit in Earth world. You know what I'm talking about, girl, right? And all wrapped up in your own being a teen too, you know, being a kid too, right? You've been all wrapped up in that. You're starting to mature. You're starting to grow. This energy has helped you to release some stuff. And just like your mom, you're super fucking gifted. And this is all part of that. And this ghost is going to be with you if you choose for the rest of your life. She loves the idea of you having a sister. Why would this happen? This is like a bizarre, you could even say it's a bizarre circumstance, right? But the truth of God or love is that anything is possible, right? So we all have unique gifts of amazing, whether we choose to see that or not, including metaphysical and earthworld gifts, right? Some people are really great at research, or really great at writing, or really great at, you know, being a homemaker or a chef or a cook, right? Or taking care of children, or whatever your gifts are in earthworld, but you equally have metaphysical gifts too, and your God connection, your intuition, right? That's Saturn's earth world, right? That is the bringer of karma and universal law, and that's also your Pisces house, right? Your enlightenment house, your God gift house, right? So these things are all operating in you, Tiara, and in all of us in these times, and this energy goes hand in hand. The collective affects us in our personal chart. So this has opened these new doorways. I feel this angel, because she does come in as being an angel. That's why she's not a negative entity, or like, so to speak, or a negative ghost, really. And negative just means like a tormented soul, you know, and in this particular case, this is what we're talking about. For this, but she's not, it's funny because I don't feel like she's tormented at all. I feel like this is about karma. This is about somebody who comes in as one of your guides, but doesn't really want to be your like a traditional guide. They want to be a ghost because they can do different things in different ways with and for you. And there's something about a camaraderie, being able to see things and do things in a different way and a different energy for you and for this ghost energy, right? This soul. And so get your notebook, write stuff down, because this is about a new relationship, new guidance, new healing, because she's here to help you heal you with your stuff, your new destiny, your new life. And there's a propensity here for you to really go and roll with it really big, or however way you want to change the world with this stuff metaphysically, right? Just like I got on here and I said all this crazy stuff, and people are going, oh my God, Lynn's fucking lost her mind. Oh my God, because they're stuck in earth world belief systems. But really, God is infinite, and there's so much more going on here that people just don't even have a clue about, right? But our jobs is to teach people this, right? We have done this for lifetimes. We do this in multi-dimensions all over all that is God that exists, because we are what you call love energy warriors, right? And love energy, you know, is the most amazing, powerful stuff that exists. This is why love wins. This is why the battle is already won. Okay. However, these gifts are for you to share with the world, right? Your stories about hanging out with this ghost, right? But it's up to you, Tierra, to grab that ability to work with God or love. Start talking to God. This is everything that we teach. This is everything, right? That your mother is into as well, right? What we do is we teach people how to work from love, because that's the only way you're going to make it through all this shit in your healthiest, best way of abundance of everything that's coming from love. Not just abundance, meaning dollars, right? Or things, abundance in all ways for everything that you need for yourself, your family, your dreams, your happiness. So, while it seems that I went crazy in the beginning, everything is in the grand plan of all that is God to be guided from and with all these readings here tonight. They all go hand in hand with this. Why? And all the work that we're doing here in this show. Why? Because the collective affects us all in everything in the astrology. So these new doorways are for you, Tierra. Great things are coming. You will be writing. I see you doing drawings in your paper, and it doesn't mean you have to be some evolved, amazing fucking artist. This is about doing what you feel in your heart, connecting with your heart, working with God. Thanks, God, for this for me. Thanks, God. Thanks, universe. Thanks, angels. Know that it is love that you are working with, all of us. Love. That's it. That's your superpower. That's your Harry Potter. That's your Dumbledore. That's all your magic, right? Without the deficit of anything less than that. If you choose to be that and choose to be in your heart. And it doesn't matter what religion you are or what you do. When we come from love, the world is an amazing place, and we can do amazing, incredible things like never before, and in all ways and in the capacity of everything to the infinite. Right? Great infinite from love, right? The best it can be from love. All right, so Tierra, this is about you journaling. I feel like you'll have other friends come over. I feel like you're going to fuck around with the Ouija board for a little bit because you got that darkness going on, and that's why she's here. She's here to help you from your own bullshit, really. God bless you, girl. I love you, you know, but this is the truth, right? I feel like you're going to fuck around with any Ouija board. You may have your friends come over. You may get high, do some kind of weirdo shit like that. But the truth is, in the end, right, most people don't expect this kind of shit in their reading, but I know what's going on. All right, I don't always tell you, all right, why? Because if it comes out of my mouth, then it's meant for you in this moment, right? Yeah, Debbie Akers in the back's going, a wise sage you are, Debbie Akers, right? Okay, so, you know, that's the truth. More often than not, you know, people come in and they think I don't know, you know. Sometimes I have to call them on their shit. Right? But it's always governed by higher power. Because Tierra, doing all that crazy dark shit doesn't get you to the light where you want to go and live your greatest life. It just doesn't work that way. Right? But this is part of your journey in Earth world, being a teen, a young adult people world, right? It's part of your journey. Figuring it out. It's part of all our journeys. But at some point in each of your stations of your path, of your soul's journey in this life, just like all of us, we come to events that challenge us, events that our subconscious souls call in, because it is our subconscious souls that run the show, not our conscious souls, right? But if we work consciously with love, which is what I teach, right? Just like Walter Russell used to say, I work knowingly with God. Right? The more you do that, the more your greatest dreams happen, the more your greatest lives, the more you can do anything, right? But as long as you're fucking with the darkness and have bullshit going on in your soul, the more challenges you will have to get to that place. And your subconscious soul, which is your highest heart space, which automatically connects you to all that is God, that's where all your channeling comes from, all your ideas, all the greatness that is you comes from love. It doesn't come from darkness. So we can play with darkness all we want. And usually spiritual souls will do this at some point in their lives. Like when you're a kid, you'll fuck around and kind of like maybe you'll be goth or emo or get dark or explore those avenues, right? Or explore dark magic, right? You have to do what your soul is called in here to do. But if you want really incredible dreams and really incredible power, the purest form of it and the most powerful power you can have, that's it. That's truth of God, truth of love, in whatever dimension you are. And you know what? We are the souls, and you are too, Tiara. You're my people, right? I'm you, just like 40 years fucking older than you, or something like that, right? Because my journey is your journey. All the things that you do, and girl, I did like 40 fucking years ago. Debbie Akers knows about this shit too. It's part of like almost like the human way of things going down, right?
Like a rite of passage.
Yes, like a rite of passage. It's a learning in Earth world. Sometimes you gotta stick your face in the dirt in Earth world to get the message. And we've all done it, right? I remember one time, man, when I drank with my friends in the school parking lot, the people that I thought were my friends, and I stole a bottle of Jack Daniels out of my parents' liquor cabinet, right? My parents' liquor cabinet was like bottles in a box in the fucking basement. That was their liquor cabinet, right? So I picked up one of those, stole it, went out with my friends, or the people that I thought was my friends, and two of them, and I drank, and I had some money in my pocket, and I drank with them, and I passed out, right, for fucking hours. And I woke up in the middle of the woods with thorns and scratches and in the mud with all this dirt all over me, right? This is my story, man. And I think I was about 16, 17, right, at the time, doing crazy, stupid shit, right? I might have been 15, but it was around those days, right? Because we've all been there, right? And you know what happened? My friends, I stole the bottle of liquor, right? Because my friends guided me to, because we're birds of a feather, and you get very influenced by the people around you when you're young, right? It's all part of that Earth world rite of passage, right? But I'll tell you, it was a massive lesson for me, because I vomited for 3 fucking days. I still to this day don't drink Jack Daniels, right? I woke up with a different shirt on. I had no idea where the hell I was, right? I had all these thorns and scratches, right, all over me. And then I had money in my pocket that was gone, that my friend said I said they could have. Right? That's how these lessons go down, right? So those are the kinds of friends I had, right? But what you are is what you attract. So I have to have that energy somewhere in me to create that to happen for me, as well as my subconscious soul will create those hard lessons like that, so that I can get it, and say, oh, you know what? I don't think I ever want to drink again. I don't think I'm going to really trust those friends again. And, and then the lesson, of course, of being sick was also learning about me being super sensitive, that I can't drink like normal people. Right? Not that I'm recommending anybody drinks here. I'm not. You have to make your own choices and your own decision from love for you, whatever journey you have. I'm telling you my story of how I planted my face in the dirt. And I didn't do this just once, right? This is just one story, right? But souls like us, this is all part of our journey. Do you see? Everybody here has shit like this, because that's the part of being human, right? We learn by experience. That's the magic of Earth world. And that's the magic of learning about love too, right? We learn that I learned that I don't want to vomit for 3 fucking days nonstop. And I learned that I'm super sensitive and I can't drink like other people, right? Because this is all part of my gifts too at the same time, right? My high-end spiritual gifts allow me to be so sensitive, right? That I can't do a bunch of drugs, and I certainly can't ever drink Jack Daniels again, right? So crazy stuff, right? Anyways, so that said, this is, this stuff that kind of like you're going through, right? This journey, you've been through a lot of it. I'm going to send you guys love, energy, and angels because I totally understand your mother's space as well. And it's tough. When we have kids, it's tough. So remember that your mom, Tara, is a person and has a heart too, and she's a beautiful soul, and she's amazing. And everything beautiful that you are is her. Okay? Don't forget that. All right. So great things are coming for you. I see you writing books and writing about this. If you choose to go down this path, you may have to fuck around with darkness and playing games and drugs and shit for a while. I do hope that you do not do this for too long, right? And remember, Neptune in Pisces doesn't play with addiction. In other words, there is a great propensity. I've lost many friends this year, or many people who have been addicts or bipolar or depressed, and I didn't even realize that this was going on a conscious level to the degree that it was, because they never came to me and said anything. And unless they do, unless I'm guided by higher power to know it, or I ask, right? A lot of times you may not know. And plus it's massive with all of our own stuff as well going on here in our lives, right? But Neptune in Pisces doesn't play with addiction. So those of you who mess with drugs, there's a great propensity, right, for you to cross over. I had one girl who never even did drugs and was so awesome. And then all of a sudden, you know, she's very sick mentally, suffering internally, and she crossed over, and my heart was broken, you know, because I loved her so much. You know, so just be aware, people, in these times with this energy, that these things are challenges that can happen. All right. So, Tiara, guidance. Don't overdo it. Be wise about what you are doing, whatever you are doing. Okay, girl? Much love to you. I'm sending you angels too, girl. Much love. All right. So, who's next?
Nikki Opper.
Nikki!
She said
Hi, girl.
She said that she bought 10 fruit and nut trees along with various fruit bushes. Mm-hmm. They're going to be coming in April, and she wants to know that whether or not she should cancel the order and get her money back, or should she put them in planters, because you had mentioned to her in the past that they're going to move. So she wants to know what she should do.
Can she tell you how big they are? If they're really tiny, put them in planters. If they're bigger, like 3-4 feet, you can put them in the ground. You can always dig them out. I feel like, and the reason I'm saying that is because I feel like you have some yard people who would gladly help you with this, that you could pay. And so it's really up to you. They're going to flourish more if they get into the earth. But if they're tiny enough, they'll be okay in your potted plants. But just make sure it's big enough so that you have enough soil in there. But so I feel that it is 6 in one, half dozen in the other. You could do either. I feel like right now you're going to stay there for a little while with what's going on in the world and what's coming and what's happening for now. It feels like, especially for your daughter right now and all the changes that are going on, the stability of hanging in your house, you're going to stay in your house for a while, guided by your soul before you move. When we do things in Earth World and we do things metaphysically, right, everything that we do changes everything out here, right? So this is one of the reasons we teach in psychology, or God psychology, or God guides me to teach, right? About human psyche and human nature, right? When I have a problem with somebody out here, where is that stuff in me? What do I have to change in me to change this, right? I change this, I change my whole entire relationship with everybody out here. So this is with people, this is with places, this is with things. Everything is energy and affects everything else. So that said, it behooves you, Nikki, for your daughter's best well-being, because we're all being challenged with our family and our relationships and depression and life changes and you know, home challenges and money and addictions and all kinds of fucked up, crazy world, right? So we're all being challenged in these times that are super tumultuous. So this comes in that you'll be staying there for longer than you think. Right? And it's not a bad thing. It's because your child needs stability. And so I feel like those diagrams of the house you can do that you were showing me, you can do something like that, but don't go crazy with it. It's kind of like, be ready to leave if you have to, because these times are so changing, right? But this is the nature of that energy. It's designed to protect you, right? Because if the darkness comes for you, you're going to know where the darkness is and when it's coming, and they're going to guide you to what you need to do and go and be able to change and all, right? You'll be ready to drop on a dime, and you'll have all the wisdom of God to be 3 to 5 steps ahead all the time, which is why we said all the stuff that we said in the beginning of all this channeled information. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of this is intertwined with every single reading and all the stuff that we're doing here, right? While we're individual from the collective, we are all part of the whole collective at all different vibrations all of the time. It's pretty cool shit. So that's what I get. It's 6 in one, half dozen in the other. It feels like you're going to stay there. And if you're going to stay there for a while, then I would just fucking put them in the ground. However, you know, You could do either or, but it does feel like there needs to be a stability here. So you could set up, the areas where you are, that is considered, your house, in the home that you're sharing. You can, you make it your space, like it's your home. And we've talked about this stuff. And this way she has a security that has always been her security, and she can always visit. Is it Mimi? I think it's Mimi upstairs, or Mimi's house at any time, because this security is needed, but yet you need to be separate from her in these times. And this I feel like may go on. I don't want to say 2 to 3 years. It could go on for 2 to 3 years, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be that long. I feel like most like 18 months. But again, as you grow and we heal all of our stuff, and we work with God, and we work with the universe, and we create our realities, and we change all these things, and we live our greatest lives, right? As you do these things, right, and you change you, what comes in here is this can change as well, right? You change you change everything out here. So 3 weeks from now, you could move out, right? But if this is how it's planned, just trust God and universe, and everything will be in alignment with the harmony, right? And you roll with it. And you go with it, and you will know. And odds are you won't even have those plants planted, or they won't even have come yet, because that's how it works when you're in alignment with love, right? They will show you everything, and everything in your reality will reflect the easiest, best, healthiest way for you to do things, whether you realize it or not. So those plants might not even come in because you've done all this metaphysical work, and you're already getting a house over here, and then a new job will come in, or money will come in over here. So universe will always take care of you as long as you're working with love, creating your reality. And when you're in harmony with God or love and your soul's destiny, wild things like that will happen. So right now I get it 6 in one, half dozen in the other. I feel like, you could plant them in the ground. I feel like that would be best, healthiest for them. I feel like you have a team of people over here who could help you with this. And you know who I'm talking about. The people who have been working on your house for years, right? Those people too, but, will help you. So, but the most important thing here that comes in is the stability of the house for your daughter and her best well-being, as well as the growth of you building this family. That security is going to be the foundation in this house, right? But if there is a change in plans, you'll know, God will tell you, and everything will be copacetic, right, in the plan, right? Like if I'm supposed to, stay at a hotel tonight, universe, all of a sudden a La Quinta ad will show up on my phone in the middle of my conversation here, right? And I'll be like, what the fuck, right? But it'll stick with me, and I'll go, that's a message, right? And then it'll be amazing because it'll have a door that opens up to 2 rooms. It'll have 4 beds. It'll allow 4 dogs. There won't be a pet fee, It'll have a brand new shower and a full kitchen and wonderful, beautiful, best of everything, right? In these hotel rooms, and they'll be available now. And I'll be like, okay, right? And because that's how it works. And then I'm like, thanks, God. Thanks. Do you see what I'm saying? It will be all in harmony with love, energy, or God. Whatever it is that you're supposed to do, universe will open those doorways for you. And so it will not be a challenge. When we are challenged, right, it's like boom, 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 boom. It's like one thing after another, right? But the key is to give it to God, and give it to love. Okay, God, okay, love. The more you challenge it, the more challenging your life becomes. The more you roll with that energy, right? The more we're attached to things, the more challenged it is. The more we need it to be this way, that's being attached, right? The more we got to live in this cup, right? The more challenged we are, right? So, because that's our beliefs. We're stuck in those spaces. We're attached. Okay, so this is what comes in for your best guidance and tools with all of this and the plans. And you will know, because there's different answers that I gave you here, but it is in the flow of this whole entire answer, what will be and what will happen as you go down this journey and you heal you shift the energy, things will change and move. But at this very moment, this is all the information that comes in for you in regards to this. All right, girl? All right.
Nikki and Nicholas love your scarf, by the way.
Yes, scarf today is about rainbows, rainbow magic. Thanks, God. Seeing all the colors of love, all the colors of the universe, and truly living all our emotions, all the chakras. This is about healing and balancing our chakras. And thank you for loving my scarf. Did Laura give me this? Who gave me this? Or was one of my girls give me this for Christmas or something? Does anyone know?
I feel like it was a Laura scarf.
Yeah, I feel like it's a Laura Mirabile scarf. Laura picks out some fucking incredible gifts. Thank you, Laura. All right, so that said, thank you, Nikki and Nicholas, for loving my scarf. I love it too. When all of us wear rainbow colors or connect with these colors, these and any colors that you wear, right? They connect with your chakras and your emotional healing and your healing that is related to all the chakras, right? That are part of the grand design of God that is all in your soul. Okay, so right, most of you know, most spiritual people know all about chakras. So these colors actually help me to balance this energy. Do you see? And to heal this energy as well, to release stuff emotionally, right? That's why there's all the rainbow colors in there, right? And that's what we're working on in these times. One of the big chunks of the energy work that we're doing and the healing that we're doing is emotional stuff. Right? Emotional, where the emotion is all wrapped up in us. Where aren't we releasing it? Where aren't we feeling it, healing it, changing it, right? In our healthiest spaces of it, balancing it or feeling or disconnected from our feelings. This is all that emotional crap, right? Or constantly negative, right? Or constantly bashing ourselves, right? All emotional stuff, right? Is all hooked up in all this. Okay, so thank you, Nikki and Nicholas, for the compliment. Thank you. Okay, so who's next?
Leah's next. Remember she was here on Friday?
Hi, Leah. Glad you could make it.
She is asking if you have anything to say about the 2/22/22 portal coming up. I believe it's in 2 days.
The 2/22 portal that's coming up. Ooh. All right, God's honest truth about this portal. I haven't looked too much into it at this time, but I will tell you what channeled energy and channeled stuff they tell me. This is about a big wave energy influx for the new world, right? So remember, this is happening across the board, over and over. I have my crazy water bottle in front of everything. Over and over and over and over. Sorry about that. Like when I say over and over and over and over, so there's big influxes in this, all right? The calendar year time ties into that. Everything that's going on in the stars ties into it. And what did she say? 2/22?
2/22/22.
Right. But the 22 would be 2022, okay? So it would be 2 and 2 is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that 12? I think it's the number 12. Let me get out my pen and paper because math is not my best math skill, right? Is it?
Yeah.
All right. So it's the number 12, which is the number 3. Number 3 is active God. What I'm picking up on is this energy is the doorway for those 3 cataclysmic events in the world to happen. It doesn't mean that we're all going to be involved in those personally, but there's no question that it will rattle the world and everybody will feel the energy, just like, the COVID-19 shot and the darkness taking over the world and all the crazy rules and regulations, the new Joe Biden government and what's happening in Australia and what's happening in England and what's happening in Canada, right? All of these things are all intertwined in that, in other words, you feel the energy, you feel that energy. So this energy will be felt by everybody, right? In some way, shape, or form in collective waves, but it will also hit internally within your soul. It's all part of the grand design of all that is God. We will even see it astrologically. I could look into that and find those placements, or you can as well, based on this. But this is about love, right? February is the month of love, 2/22, right? So it's the month of love. This is about great transformation to heart space. Hearts are what Valentine is about, right? So it hooks into your calendar year, right? It is also Aquarius time, right? So the thing about Aquarius is it's like all the other signs. It has some incredible magic and it's some incredible gifts. But in a toxic space of it, there's some big challenges there. But in a beautiful love energy space, right, we have energy that is designed for the age of Aquarius and the new world. And that's about love. That's about higher knowing of love, right? And innovation, where technology would come from its heart. But the only way that can happen truly in the highest and purest form of love is if the people do, right? Everything goes hand in hand, right? Your intent is everything, right? So this new wave of energy, we're always getting influx of energies, right? So there'll be different things that hook up with all the astrology and the moon cycles and everything that is God. And it's really fascinating. And part of this is what you are drawn to, right? Like one of the things that we did was in Lionsgate back in, back in last August was when we started these shows. And we started them on Sundays, which is about lions, Leo time, Christ energy, passion, being in your heart, right? We started those shows, and one day I woke up in the morning and it was time, right? So many of you are going to step into new destinies, new dreams, new, I don't want to say identities, but in some cases, absolutely yes. But new leveling up, new energy is coming in. It's to lift us up, to bring us to our dreams, to send that energy of positive love energy, positive healthy Aquarian energy to make these changes happen. But this also brings in the cataclysmic events as well, because when I say cataclysmic events, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden all this crazy fucking massive shit is going to happen. It's all part of the grand design of God, and it's always changing. But the propensity for this is far greater with this energy. So when I say cataclysmic events, and you say, well, how can this Aquarian energy, this Uranus energy bring in these beautiful, amazing events, right? How can it bring enlightenment to the people, and people coming from love, and as these great changes in vibration and lifting up more of that, because it doesn't happen all overnight and it doesn't happen all at once. But here's the deal. In order for you to truly get authentic love energy, God, enlightenment, in earth world here, all right, they're in this particular case with what is happening in the world especially, right? It doesn't mean you always have to have great suffering and pain, but that's where the collective has led us to. Okay, so, that's how you get enlightenment. More often than not in Earth world. That's why, I face planted when I was 15 with all the alcohol that I drank. That's why I talked about that story. Through great suffering brings us to God, brings us to love, brings us to higher vibrations, pain and suffering and misery, whatever your percentage of that is on the individual soul as well as the collective. What do you have to lose to finally get love, get God, be in your heart? Do you have to lose your parents, your family, get really fucking sick, your house, face plant, almost OD, become paralyzed, become really sick? What is your, or lose a lover, or just, any kind of anything. It could be anything at all, right? Anything. That could be your greatest pain and suffering that brings you to higher knowing of God and enlightenment and really puts you on the path. But really, it's about getting you in your heart space. That's why World Trade Center, when World Trade Center stuff happened and all 9/11 shit happened, right? It brought people together in a different heart space. People were more in their hearts during that time than ever before, right? Because regardless of the conspiracy theories and the bullshit, right, of what happened, it happened. The building ain't fucking there. I live in Earthworld, right? The building ain't fucking there. I don't care how you believe or what you believe. People fucking died, right? You can say they secretly flew them out or whatever the fuck you want to say. It doesn't really matter. What matters is great events that are fucking highly toxic, where we could lose our family and there's great pain and there's great fear and there's great suffering, right? Our ratios for all of that within each and one of us, our very souls, is unique to the percentage of pain and suffering that it takes for all of us, right, to get to God or say, you know what, God, I've had enough. I've had enough. I remember laying in my bed, I think it was in my 30s, right, laying in my bed being like, the man of my dreams left me, and I'm crying and crying and crying and crying, right? And I'm like, God, if I can't be happy, I don't fucking want to be here anymore, right? Because that was the last straw in my crazy wild life of pain and suffering for whatever it was that I needed to get to say, I don't want to be on this fucking planet anymore. I had enough. I don't want to hurt. I don't want to cry. I don't want to feel this shitty any fucking more. And when we all get to those spaces as a collective, as a people, and get our head out of our asses with our hate, with our misery, including right now especially self-hate, because self-hate is the biggest hate across the board in spirituality spirituality and here in the collective right now in Earth world. That's why we're going through this process in these phases. This self-hate is what causes our deepest deficits in our heart, in our hearts, right? And this is just such toxic energy, okay? And this is all what we've come here to heal, come here to change, right? So this portal brings us to great enlightenment, but simultaneously, very possibly great suffering, depending on the space of God that you're in as an individual. Because the nature of God and enlightenment and working with God is no matter what the storm. You could be in the middle of Hiroshima, right? And in that moment, if you have God, you're going to be perfectly fine. Thanks, God, for saving me, for saving my family, for us being well. Thank you, God, for that for us. And for this for all the people, if they so desire it from love, right? Yeah. So no matter what the storm, the more you work with God, the more you're going to be fine. The more you work with love, the more you're going to be fine. The more you're in your heart, the more you're going to be fine. And that's what we're talking about in this whole entire show today, right? This whole entire thing, our show, right, is all part of the grand design of God to get us in our heart spaces, right, for what's coming. Because you'll know how to deal with anything no matter what it is. And it will never be as painful for it as for you, right, as when you are attached to things. You can't let go of things. You're stuck in these toxic belief systems, and you have a and you have a self-loathing space, right? All these miserable things happen to you, and woe is me, and victimhood, and just really rough stuff, right? This is all part of the grand design to change everything here, right? Just like when they say, all throughout history, when they say that, there needs to be a peaceful takeover of government. How often do you know that to happen in the history of time? Mark, you're our history buff. How many times has that happened where we knocked on the White House door and said, let's make this peaceful. Could we please remove this administration? How many times has that happened?
Never.
Yeah, never. Because the nature of God in Earth world is about action and literally physically doing. So get ready, because there is a propensity for physical action to make these changes happen here, right? Because there's only so long you're going to take shit from the people. Like supposedly, this is what's on the record, or that I've been reading, and universe has been guiding me to. So I shouldn't say supposedly, from what I understand, right, and what I see and hear and feel and know, and that God guides me to share with you, is that, they're about to freeze the bank accounts of the truckers in Canada and take away their trucks and take away their insurance. Why? To control the situation. But you know what's happening? The people from love are coming and helping them. They're bringing them food. They're bringing them the things that they need. So, but at this spaces, right here, you can't expect it to go down happily and joyously, because that is really not the nature of that in Earth world. Now, we can pray for that, but the nature of everything that is through the proof of Earth world and God from the beginning of time is that's not how this shit goes down. That's the truth of it, right? And history repeats itself over and over and over and over. And when the people have fucking had enough, that's when what happens? Violence. And people be like, oh, violence is bad. Fuck no, it's not bad. There's a reason the lion attacks other lions, because you're going to take his shit, and he is not into that. You take his shit, what does he have? He has nothing. He has no family, no babies, no land, no investment, no life, no food, right? Yeah, because you can't take his shit, right? Because that's not right. That's not right, meaning from and of that which is the best and purest place of love. So when they start to take shit from the people, it's the very same thing that is in the governing law of all that is nature, Saturn, God, love, right? Anytime you want to take shit from me, control shit with me, attack me in any way, shape, or form, you're out of alignment with love, right? Now, it's a different story if you come to my house or my world or my space and you attack me. And that's what the lion does. He don't fuck with you if he's in his happy space, right? He's doing his life, right? And what they did is they fucked with humanity. They fucked with all of us. And now they've opened a can of worms. This darkness has opened a can of worms that they don't even remotely have the power to go against. Not really. Not at all. Okay, so this is the grand design. This is the, in a nutshell, these are some of the events that have the propensity of the energies coming in with this Aquarius energy. Again, there is Lumarian energy tied up in this because that's your intuition, your high-end God gifts, and then there is a lot of Atlantean in here as well, because Atlantean is about the intellect, but in a healthy space of God, these energies work together from love. It's when our intent is toxic and we're not pure of heart or in our hearts, that what happens in the world is what happens. Does everybody get that? Yeah. Okay, so I hope that helped you understand. You can surely look up more, more in depth of the traditional astrology and what's coming with the portal and all in alignment. It will all be in alignment with this. New waves of energy and different aspects and different views from different people. By all means, do that, Leah, right? But for this and our people right here now on the show, this is what God has guided me to share with you in reference to this, okay? All right. Thanks, girl. All right. I need my water again. All right. All right. Did we get any last week's questions? Or
There's one more from last week, but I thought you might want to ask the audience if they had anything.
Oh, you're brilliant. I've been in the zone all night. I'm like, zzz. So Jennifer just reminded me to ask our people. Go ahead, Leah. Do you have anything? Or, oh my God, Leisha. See, I did it again. Go ahead.
Today is my daughter's 16th birthday. And so I was just wondering if you had anything coming in about her.
What's her name?
Cora.
Well, that's cute.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. We were just talking about Atlantis and Atlanteans, weren't we? Cora is like coral, right? This is a child who's, headspace. She's extremely intelligent, high-end, gifted. She has many lifetimes in Atlantis, right? Coral. What is her middle name?
Lynn.
Oh, thank God. This is great news. Lynn is the name. This is. Right? Her middle name is Lynn, Cora Lynn, right? This is awesome news. Do you know why? Because Lynn is a name of enlightenment. That means she came in with enlightenment already in her soul. It is the number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is it means like water, life stream, life force energy. So she already came in with this enlightenment space in her soul to be activated, right? Right now she's in the Cora energy as she matures and grows, or the coral energy, the Atlantean headspace, and she's super intelligent and super gifted. It's so wild because she's not unlike my Sophia, right? Super fucking intellectually gifted through the roof. Like she could blow the doors off the people on the planet, most intelligent people on the planet. No doubt. And I'm talking about the smartest fuckers. Sophia and your Cora could blow the doors off of Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, all those fucking people. These are these new amazing souls that have come in. And the ass kicker is, if you read into their names, it'll tell you, right? What's going on? Lynn, right? Cora is the beginning of her life. Lynn is the middle. And Lynn is about enlightenment. So as she goes down this road, it will transform. She will balance and mesh her head and her heart, her Atlantean gifts and her Lumarian gifts in the healthiest, best way to make great changes. Now, this doesn't come when she's 20, right? Because we have a lot of earth world experience and there's many checks and balances or energies that we need to experience, go through, understand. It's like rite of passages and things like that. This is a kid who has a propensity to make great changes here in the world. And it's going to be interesting. I don't feel like she's going to really step into that spaces till she's almost my age. Again, her name is Lynn, right? Mm-hmm. So when I stepped really into a more enlightenment path of really understanding, I was in my 30s, and I feel like that's when it will come. But I feel like it'll start to come at 33, 34, something around them then. All right? So anything else you want to know with this? Pretty cool shit, though, isn't it? What's the last name? McKelvey. Oh, that makes sense. You know why? Because MacDonald, the name MacDonald, M-A-C, and her name is M-C, McKelvey, right? Mm-hmm. MacDonald means master, right? So this tells me that she too has the propensity to have master energy, right? And it's all in there, and that's the kind of thing, right? The universe is telling me in the energy, and it goes back because it's super, super old soul with Celtic lifetimes, many witchcraft lifetimes, huge amounts of magic in this kid. And when I say magic, it's not. It's been transmuted, transformed through the journeys in her soul of learning about love and choosing not to be darkness, right? And choosing love, choosing all the power of that. So this is what she carries in her soul. So great things are coming, but there will be challenges. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's kind of like my daughter Madeline. When she was about 8 or 9, we were driving in the car, me, her, and Sophia, and I think we were somewhere out in Pungo, right? And Madeline said to me, I was explaining to them love and how your head and your heart, you should always make your decisions with your heart. And she said to me, yeah, Mom, at 8 or 9 years old, she goes, yeah, Mom, I can't do that. I just can't do that, because she's stuck in her head. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's what she said to me. She said, literally, nope, I think about this. I know this is the right answer, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, and it was funny. And no matter how I tried at the time to explain to her that it doesn't mean she doesn't use her brain or her intellect. What it means is you balance and govern everything with your heart space, right? All because you can kick somebody in the gut and take their money doesn't mean you should, right? All because, you can give your sneakers away to somebody or give something away to somebody doesn't mean you should either, right? Because do you have sneakers to wear? What is best from love for self, as well as what is the right thing to do across the board from love. And the only way and the best way you're going to have these answers really in the truest form in alignment with love is by talking to love itself. Because it's true that we are all individual. And when I talk to Jennifer different than I talk to you or Mark or Debbie or Rachel or anybody here, right? Guided by higher knowing. Okay, God, what is in the gifts, or what are the tools, or what is it I need to know for Jennifer? Do you see? Or Leisha, right? And each thing I tell everybody is completely unique to themselves, their life, their journey, their destiny, because that's the nature of God. And this is the same that is true with healthcare, anything God. This is why you can't put everybody in the same sardine can and say they're the same and give them the same medicines, the same life. This is why their idea of live great and have nothing is never going to work, because that's what they want. That's not what you want. That's not what Rachel wants. That's not what Lynn wants. We are high-end God beings, and we're all about freedom. That's why we have so many gifts. We've lived in prison lives. We've lived slavery lives. We live torturous lives. We've fucked over other people, and other people have fucked over us, because that's the nature of karma and God and love, right? We've lived all of these lives to get to this space of love, because this is all the power of love. And the more you work with it, the more greater the lives that we have. Totally makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. All right, God. So bring me back to where we were with this question, and where we should go from here with this. Thank you, God, for that for us. Is there anything else for Leisha? Did you have anything else you want to know? No? No? All right. So, because there was something more I think I need to say. So just bring us back to that in a few minutes, or whenever is best, from love, about this story. Thank you, God, for that for us, and the more information with us. And thank you, God, for that for us. Okay. So anybody else have any other questions? Mark?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
The only thing that I could come up with is we were at the Chrysler Museum earlier, and they had these old-ass Roman statues that were, like, from seriously, like, 50 BC to, like, 1, AD or whatever. And they weren't sure, like, the exact year, but, like, we got to talking, and I was like, you never know, like, who walked by these. It could have been, like, anybody, Julius Caesar could have walked by this thing. He was that old,
Mm-hmm.
Like, around that same time was, Octavian Caesar and all that stuff.
Okay.
And, and Jesus literally could have walked by it. I mean, seriously though, like, think about it. This statue was that old. And
you're going to make me spit my water out.
It was Roman. The fucking Romans killed
I hope
him,
you guys can hear Mark.
I was like, I don't know. It was really cool. And I don't know if there's a question there, but fuck.
Okay, so you're telling me about your story about the museum, right?
paintings and appreciating antiquities.
Yeah. But seriously, Jesus literally could walk by the statue. It was that old. It was around when it was created, right around his death.
Right.
Like,
Isn't that cool shit, though? Isn't that cool
It
shit?
was really cool to be that close to something that old. I think that's a first. So that was cool.
Yeah, so Mark's talking about going to the museum and connecting with stuff in the museum and how old it was and how cool it is to think about what happened in those times and that, like, Jesus could have walked right by that statue, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's wicked cool stuff. And I do not feel it is an accident that you are picking up on that energy in that statue. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So that energy of Jesus walking by would be in that. Especially if it's something made in that time frame, right? Just like when I say we do energy healing, right? And we use music for energy healing, right? If we have 1930s lifetimes and we play 1930s music, right? This helps to release those things emotionally, right? And in all ways, right? Same kind of thing. It's energy. Mm-hmm. And that music holds that energy. This statue holds this energy. Mm-hmm. Neat shit, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so clear that out of me, God, whatever is all that confusion and stuff, because I know there was something else, and I keep wanting to grab it, so free me from that now, please, with the rest of that story here now from Leisha's comment, and the best way for us to learn something better and bring us back around to that when it is best. And let me release it from love, and thank you, God, for that for us. Okay, Debbie, you got any questions? No, Steve? No? How about Sophie? Hi, Sophie. Hi. Is Maddie back there or no?
Yeah.
Hi, Maddie. All right. Okay, so we're done with audience questions. What time are we at? We have time? Oh, Sophia does. You change your mind? Okay, hold on a minute. All right, go ahead. What is your question? Can you speak up real loud, please?
Yeah, I was just kind of wondering, what do you feel like is going to happen for me in the next year?
What comes in, first of all, is massive healing across the board, right? We've gone through so much with everything that's going on. So I know that's what everybody wants to hear. Oh, massive healing. What the fuck does that mean, right? It's like, can't you tell me something in Earth world, right? You're going to be opening up with all that's going on in all the collective. You're going to be opening up your gifts, just like you're doing tarot at the shop. You're doing a fantastic job doing readings for people. Sophia's doing readings here at our shopping center every day, right? And so is Molly, okay? Molly's doing readings, but they both have different time things. But somebody is always going to be here, and Sophia is one of those people, and that's why I'm going to focus on Sophia right now, who's going to be doing the tarot, and the reason, or who is already doing it, right? Sophia is super high in God and gifted, just like all of us, right? And I'm going to focus on you, Sophia, right now because you're the person here asking the question for the reading. And so I do feel you're going to be doing your astrology work as well, right? Sophia is a master astrologist from Lifetime. She does incredible work as well. So she will be doing these things all day long, every day. You could walk in and work with her. Fantastic stuff. So I feel this is going to happen in the next year, and I feel like you're going to bank. In other words, God's going to bring you the people. You're going to start working with universe. You're going to start more so than you do now, consciously, not necessarily to clear things and do the crazy shit your mother does, right? But more so, to bring in the people, like Jupiter in the second house. You know what I'm saying? To bring in the people, to bring in the funds, because I do feel like this is going to start you. This healing is going to start you into your destiny. The healing that you're going to be doing, as well as taking the classes, doing these live shows with us, right? This is going to bring you into your destiny, and you're going to open even more gifts, all in alignment with this, plus this, right? But I also feel like there will be this time frame. Now, it could start this year. It all depends on how much you work with God or work with love, raise your vibration, as well as what's going on in the whole entire world, because shifts in the collective create shifts in us. Right? It's almost like buttons that get pressed, right? Like if I say something to Jennifer over here and it hurts Jennifer's feelings, or Jennifer doesn't like it, she's going to go, oh, right? That's like getting a button pressed, right? And then she might be mad at me, but that's just universe showing us that this is stuff she needs to work on. But there'll be a shift in her that says, I need to work on this. And then she does the work, and then there's an even bigger shift, right? So, it's like pressing buttons or turning on switches in your soul in the grand design of God, right? Or love energy. So I feel that you will be these doorways will be opening up for you. These switches will be pressed in the collective across the board with different energy shifts. And this is not just for Sevilla, this is for all of us. So, these shifts are happening, right? And what happens in your reality is going to show you exactly where you need to work or where it behooves you to work on you in the now, right? And this is for all of us, right? In the now, that Aries and Saturn energy, right? Mars in Capricorn or Pluto in Capricorns. These are energies that will govern that in some way, shape, or form. And Saturn. Okay, that said, you're going to open up these new gifts, but I also feel like this is going to help you bank, set the stage. I do feel like there's an inheritance coming for you. I feel like there's a lot of money coming in, and that's going to help you bank at some point in the next 6 to 8 to 12 to 18 months, depending on the soul that will be leaving you this money. And again, that's the events. You know what I'm saying? What happens here triggers this to happen, leaves you this. And I feel like when that happens, and if that happens, but the universe will bring you the money and everything that you need to make bank, because I know that you have dreams, right? You have told me about the high, what do you call that? The traveling thing. What do you call it?
Madeline calls it overlanding.
Okay, overlanding. Sophia wants to travel and do overlanding, right? And so does Madeline, right? So, but I feel like through working with universe and the changes and everything that comes in, these things are going to set themselves up for you harmoniously for your soul. There was a lot of souls like you and Madeline, and like Jackie's kid, Faith, right, are like gypsy energies, right? You're feeling the gypsy or the Sagittarius energy, the need to travel and freedom, right? So, and there's a whole bunch of souls who have come in to do this, right? Exciting stuff both on a personal level as well as be guided to wherever God, your soul, and your mission spiritually needs you to go. Do you see what I'm saying? So I feel like these things are going to come in, and you guys are both artists, you're creatives, right? With both music and art. So there is a propensity, and you can do both of these things as well, right? So you're going to be opening up all these doorways, and there's a propensity for both of you to really reach big recognition for these things. The old Hollywood is gone. The old music is gone, like rock stars and all that crap, right? We're still living on the edge of that, but you can see by the toxic that is like oozing out of all these people, right? In Hollywood or the elitists and all of that, this too is transforming, and it's not going to be the same because everything is transforming to higher knowing of love, right? Just like, when you're a kid and you think that you're going to be famous, you're thinking it's like old world Hollywood, right? Oh, that's being famous, right? But really you can be famous for being a scientist. You can be famous for being an artist. You can be famous for winning the Nobel Prize, right? You could be famous for solving the problem of world hunger. You could be famous for changing this government. You could be famous for being a world leader. It's infinite, right? The nature of God, but everybody, in America, right? There's like this whole like culture, right, going on here that's all about Hollywood and fame and rock stars, and most of them suck nowadays at what they do. They're really not truth to God or love because they've become all about the material, all about the toxic, all about the darkness. Well, I can do this and I can do that, and then what do they lose? They lose their beautiful creative space and their channeling gifts. Because they're so wrapped up in their own toxic and their own garbage and materialism and crap, right? And the old world vibration, right? It's totally, so much of it is gone to the darkness or satanic. You look at the bloodbath video of the one Kardashian. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Kylie Jenner. Fuck, man. I can't even believe that shit, right? It's disgusting. If you haven't checked it out, take a look at it. The same thing is that her lover, Travis Scott. The same thing. People dying at their concerts, right? You want to employ these famous people? What the fuck is wrong with these people? You have to say to yourself, they're super not well, right? Yeah. And this is just some of it. There's other videos and other people and other darkness because this is not the way of the new world. So it's moving to love. It's moving to love. Beautiful creative spaces. New stuff is going to be emerging. And this is also why for years there hasn't been a lot of really great creative new material. If you even go back in the day, there hasn't been. Everybody's redoing other people's shit that was great. Why? Because they're at such a deficit in their fucking hearts. In their hearts. They can't connect to their God space, their creativity. They don't have God or love. And their hearts aren't whole when they're broken. And they miss the whole point. And they're living in their toxic. Right? So this is the truth of what's going on here. That said, all these new people, all these new souls like us are going to be the new famous, the new recognized, the new humanitarian work, the new world from love, right? Because that is the new second house of value, of self-worth, humanitarian work. Helping each other, being there for the people, right? Yeah. Okay, so everybody, does that make sense to you, Sophia? You're going to be going down all these avenues for all of this. New doorways are going to open. There's going to be a plan with God for this for you, a really good plan. You just be guided by your heart and it will take you. You will have enough money, whether it comes from an inheritance. There's a propensity for a few people that you know to bring you this inheritance. Either way, just ask God for what is best from love and be happy and that it's best for all. With your inheritance, right? Because that's the best way to do it. Nobody ever wants anything bad, right? Or toxic, or nobody ever wants to say goodbye to somebody, right? Not really. It's tough. It's tough at that level of goodbye, right? Multidimensional level of being a person, right? It can be tough. So, especially when we have unfinished or unhealed stuff, in our relationships and all. So all these doorways are going to open for you and great things are going to happen and your soul will guide you with this and so will the energies. You'll know by the influxes of energies. And this isn't just for Sophia. This is for all of us. All these energies and all these changes are going to be coming in. All right. And for your best destiny, right? They come in for all of us, but each one of us is super individual, super gifted, right? And has our own destiny, our own dreams. And where we come together is high in God, high in consciousness, high in love. And love, whatever level of love you are at, if you are in your heart, that's the grand design of God that brings you to the highest levels of love and brings us all together. It doesn't matter if you're Jesus or it doesn't matter if you're a pauper over here or Jesus over here with amazing God abilities, right? Whoever you are all along that path, if you're in your heart, this is how we come together. This is how it works, right? It's about love. It's not about, well, you do this and I do that and I'm not like you and fuck off and all this crazy shit, because none of that matters. When you're in your heart, right? Debbie can do whatever she wants. Leisha can do what she wants, right? From love. And you won't be trying to do no toxic shit like take over the world and make you eat synthetic beef, for Christ's sake. Oh my God, I mean, this shit is like crazy, right? Right? And bathing in blood and shit. You're going to be like, what the fuck, man? Really? All right. So anyways, moving on. So that's pretty much what I got for you right now. You good with that? Yeah. And how much more? I only put one ring on today. I've been busy. All right. So how much more time you got? Where are we at?
It's 8:56.
Okay. It's really time for us to wrap it up, huh? Do we have more people who have any questions from on the internet?
We have 2 more questions.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we have 2 more questions. We're going to move those 2 questions to next week's show, Live Talk Forum, 7:15 Sunday night. If you like what we do and you relate to it, or you're feeling in your heart, please donate. You can donate here on Venmo and PayPal. My associate Rachel usually will put up the link where you can send us money or send a check through the mail here at our shopping center. Follow your heart, be in your heart, and your soul will guide you, right? If not, if you can't help to support us in that way, please share our stuff. Tell people about us, because the more we get to the God's honest truth of everything that truly is God, universe, love, right? The more we get to the God's honest truth of everything and work with love and be in our hearts and share this wisdom with the world, the more we change the world and we all live our greatest lives of being in our heart, and great and amazing things cannot happen and awesome things happen in the world, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so thank you all for coming. We'll see you next Friday, 7:15, and next Sunday here at 7:15, and next Friday for our 6 and 12 medical intuitive. You can come and bring your medical intuitive questions, but we'll bring those last 2 questions from tonight to next Sunday evening, and bring your questions on Friday, and those are our 2 shows. Thank you so much, you guys.